The US is most likely to shift its economic base to India because they're not happy with China. All these things are going to happen. So there are vested interests going to act against India. And there are vested interests in this country, political vested interests, to pick up these things, to divide our society. The same thing Mr. Rahul Gandhi and company, they've been trying to do. All the time, political parties used to make allegations, and when they come to power, they'll forget it. So there was a connivance of elite. They would never take action against each other. Okay, the smaller medians will be tackled, and they'll create. It was foxes and lions. Things have changed because Modi ji promised he will take action, and for the first time, the country is seeing action against. Could you imagine ever that Chidambaram would go to jail? Adani is a businessman. He's a businessman running his business. If he has done something wrong, law will take its course. The BJP is not going to help or unnecessarily act against someone because something is there in the market. There is law, there is SEBI. There are international.
Lots of comments are coming back and forth.
They can politically, they can do, but this is irresponsible politics.
Namaskar, welcome to One India Podcast. In this brand new episode, we are going to discuss the fallout, the aftermath of the assembly elections that happened in Jammu and Kashmir and Haryana in the first leg, and then Maharashtra and Jharkhand in the second leg. Jharkhand, when we talk about, we have a guest from the same state, Sudesh Verma, but that is not his introduction. His introduction is far beyond that. Coming from Jharkhand, being the editor of several news channels in Delhi and other parts of the country, Sudesh ji has been an author for 2 books on Prime Minister Modi, and also he has been the former national spokesperson of the BJP and a keen political commentator. Without much ado, Sudesh ji, welcome to One India Podcast. First things first.
Thank you, Pankaj. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. First things first, sir. What happened in Jharkhand for BJP?
You see, in terms of let's do a realistic analysis. I cannot claim victory when people have not given us victory.
Right.
There were fault lines, and there used to be a streamline. One that there were a lot of confusion in the cadre. Last time also, when Raghuvar Das ji was the chief minister, the cadres did not seem to be motivated enough. So, BJP is a thoroughly cadre-based party in Jharkhand.
Okay.
Unlike in other states, And the cadre has to be very happy. There seems to be some problem. That is why we needed to expel about 30 candidates to file their nominations against official candidates. Then, you see, the positive side is that we have retained our vote percentage, which is close to 33%.
Yes, more or less remain the same.
Yeah, that is a silver lining, and that shows that with a little, nut and bolt tightening here and there, the party will be back and rocking. We have to figure out why out of 28 tribal seats, we have only one.
Lots to look into.
So this is something which is very serious, despite having a strong tribal leadership.
I was coming to that only. When I mentioned, sir, that you also come from Jharkhand, the voters there are not ordinary voters. They are well aware of their rights for voting rights, be it the tribal population, be it the urban population in Ranchi, Jamshedpur, Bokaro, Dhanbad. Katenge to batenge, ek hai to safe hai. Did this resonate with the tribal population? Did this resonate with the refugee population that is there in Jharkhand?
You see, there is no barometer to say that it did not. At the same time, we cannot say it did.
Okay.
But this is our national narrative. We are talking about Indians, that you need to be united because we are facing opposition everywhere. At the neighborhood, you see, there is a problem. At the level of world, you see, people are competing. They're not happy. There is emerging as a strong economy.
Okay.
Now, the US is most likely to shift its economic base to India because they're not happy with China. All these things are going to happen. So there are vested interests going to act against India. And there are vested interests in this country, political vested interests, to pick up these things, to divide our society. Taking the cue from the British, who divided our society and ruled. If entire India was united, then British would have left long time back. So they pitted one community against the other. The same thing Mr. Rahul Gandhi and company, they've been trying to do. Divide India on the basis of caste and religion and try to capture power because they're very unhappy. They've been out of power and they don't see a silver lining till Modi ji is there because it's a very strong BJP. And there is no chance of Modi ji hanging up his boots. Like Lee Kuan Yew of Singapore, who stayed in power for such a long time and made Singapore such a strong country, small, tiny country.
Right.
It's very
The
strong
red dot.
economy. So why can't the same happen with Modi ji in India? So these people are very unhappy because they cannot survive, without being in power. So they are doing negative politics. So Jharkhand narrative was also the national narrative. But yes, we agree that in the tribals we could not do much. We lost many seats. There was a Jairam Mahato factor to cut into our votes, at least 17 constituencies, because of which otherwise we would have gained very handsome seats there. So the silver lining, yes, the party is going to look into the factors, apply correctives so that we do much better in Lok Sabha and also in the next assembly elections.
No, BJP is known to be doing self-checks and self-introspection. They do it and they do it well. Haryana and Maharashtra, two bumper victories BJP registered. Expected, unexpected? Kaisa tha?
Haryana shows and so shows Maharashtra that a national narrative which is going to come in times to come, and it is for you political analysts and journalists to analyze that the country is moving towards a politics that is assimilative, national, above division. Because in Haryana, if you talk of divisive politics, then BJP should not stand a chance. The only thing the BJP stood a chance was because of the national narrative. We are for a strong country. We don't want the society to be divided, and we sought vote on development. People say, no, this community is not. The old stereotype analysis when I was a journalist, they should do the same thing. So we have to learn the new narrative which Indian voters are trying to throw. They may have differences for social reasons, for marriage, for other things. But when it comes to pan-India thinking or pan-state thinking, such divisions cannot work because there are many castes and there has to be caste alliances, isn't it?
Right.
And all the parties, they will take candidates from the caste. They will manage caste contradictions. So what is that plus for the BJP? All the parties do that. Let me not say that we don't do that. We'll do that. The Congress will do that. There's a party will do that. But what is that gives edge to the BJP? It is strong nationalism to make India strong, to care for development. And that is the narrative that you find in Maharashtra, that is the financial capital of India.
Right. So, if caste is such a big issue and knowing for a fact that how it boils down to each and every caste, their role, as you mentioned in Jharkhand also, the Mahato factor was there, Jairam Mahato, why then say no to caste census also? Why not see the real picture?
You see, caste census can, there are fault lines, there's no doubt. And these are the fault lines used by India and British.
Used by Britishers,
to rule over India. And why do you want a caste census when the society is trying to give justice? Justice in terms of economic justice, social justice.
Okay.
You see, we are the parties that created the Backward Class Commission. We have the largest representation of backward castes and scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in the Lok Sabha. Even in terms of assembly, if you make a nationwide analysis, you will find that we are there. Even then, we are saying we have to think about the national narrative.
Okay.
Social justice is already being done. Okay, if you say, for example, if you talk of Brahmins, is there one Brahmin? There are many
sects, yes.
If every caste starts saying that, give me a ticket, otherwise I am not represented, then how many seats you need in Lok Sabha and then in Rajya Sabha, in assemblies? So there has to be a sense of the entire justice system.
Okay.
And justice is being done. So why unnecessarily go into something that is going to create trouble?
Right. Okay, sir. Well, two victories, stupendous victories, many allegations also, not without, the voices saying EVMs were tampered, saying the programs that were launched in Maharashtra, like Ladki Bahin Yojana, was opportunistic. Started very late, kept elections in mind. Whether they will deliver or not is a different thing. Then Hemant Soren also tries the same thing. Then BJP says that it is a wrong and opportunistic thing. Everything is there. Coming to Delhi, one common factor that comes is the fact of quote unquote misuse of central agencies. We saw it in case of the voices, in case of Hemant Soren. Coming to Delhi elections next year, how would BJP breach the bastion of Aam Aadmi Party with the cases of Arvind Kejriwal and the sentiments that are there?
You raised two very important issues. One is misuse of central agencies to fix a position. There is the criticism. But let us try to understand what is the Modi government's agenda. The Prime Minister has stressed so many times that is not going to spare the guilty.
Okay.
And all the time, political parties used to make allegations, and when they come to power, they will forget it. So there was a connivance of elite. You know, they would never take action against each other. Okay, the smaller minions will be tackled, and
Okay.
they'll create. It was foxes and lions. Things have changed because Modi ji promised he will take action, and for the first time, the country is seeing action against. Could you imagine ever that Chidambaram would go to jail?
But all opposition leaders, sir, Ajit Pawar comes back into MGA fold.
You see, because they were in power and they made riches out of government coffers. Because you remember that what happened to Kingfisher. The Prime Minister said that Kingfisher cannot be allowed to suffer. 1,500 crore was given just like that. How could you give loan without collateral? Is it possible? It's not possible at all.
Yeah.
So,
But Malia should come back also.
yeah, he'll come back. He'll come back. You can't escape law. See, when you have violated the law, you have to bear the results of your own sin.
Yes. One
So
must.
now action is being taken. Action is being taken because agencies have been given full freedom to take action. So that is why you see all the actions that have been taken, they have not fallen flat. In the court of law, they have been upheld. People are on bail. They have not been, says that, okay, exonerated of the charges. They are still on bail. So, you see, an action is taken, you say the BJP is taking. So, we came with that agenda. So, when we take action, it's not because of vendetta. Because people are not taking action against those who are innocent or those who have made money in the right way. But you were in politics and you made money. You cannot account for the money you made. So then naturally the ED will go after you. The CBI will inquire whether security of the country is involved or not.
But
so
people are saying, so why target only opposition?
Pankaj, there is judiciary. If BJP does something wrong, you always have the recourse to the court. The courts have asserted themselves,
Right.
and they are taking judgment at times that have gone against the government also, which means that they are very fair. So if court is finding that no, there is a prima facie case against you, you should stay in jail. Why blame Modi ji?
Well, why blame Modi ji? That is something that people are still asking and trying to fathom, because when we talk about, sir, fair justice and bringing the culprits back to India, maybe you talk about Lalit Modi, talk about Nirav Modi, or for that matter Vijay Mallya. None of them have seen any or shown any sort of coming back to India sort of approach here by the legal
No,
means.
but Pankaj, let me just interfere here, and for the benefit of your viewers and listeners, let me point it out that the law was very weak. We did not have a law that could lead to extradition of a person. These laws were made under Modi regime. And internationally, we were being asked, where is the law? You asked for extradition, but where is the law that if he has done something wrong, what is the law say? Law was
extradition treaty was not there between. Okay.
Not only that, that if you say, for example, if you invest, make property outside, so there is no law to confiscate that. Now we can confiscate.
Now it has been enacted. Yeah.
So the issue is that first you create a system where you can nab them. These people who have cheated the system, they will have to come back.
Okay.
Today or tomorrow, because already in UK court, cases being fought, these people they also know that they will have to go.
Right.
You see, Malaya, we see reports that is saying that I'm ready to give money. It's not a question of ready to give money. You have cheated the system.
And you have to.
So you have to face the consequences. It's not about money. It's about your power to cheat the system in connivance with whoever they're who are working with you.
Yeah, we heard Lalit Modi also talking about some giving out some shares of the IPL franchisee.
Not about money per se. You see, it's not about money per se. People should, because for recovering 64 crore rupees of Bofors scam, a lot many more money was spent. Why the government does this? Not for money. People confuse in that way. It's to make people accountable so that others cannot cheat the system. Now you cannot take loan from the bank unless you give adequate collateral. Why these people give just because of telephone by certain leaders influencing the Congress that the MD of the bank will give the loan and then the loan will get into default.
Right.
Things are not working.
Okay. Let's hope that the banks also put that kind of deterrence and not fall prey to this. Two quick questions, Sudesh. First, how about this whole Adani issue that is rocking the parliament? Where does it stand? How does the BJP look at it? BJP cannot defend it also as a party, but the Congress is cornering them.
How does the BJP come into picture? BJP is not threatening Adani. Adani is a businessman. He's a businessman running his business. If he has done something wrong, law will take its course. The BJP is not going to help or unnecessarily act against someone because something is there in the market. There is law, there is SEBI. There are international
lots of comments are coming back and forth.
They can politically they can do, but this is irresponsible politics. If a businessman makes money, how do you blame the BJP for that? If the businessman makes money and has done something wrong, I'm not saying Adani has done, but if he has done something wrong.
But likewise, in the Congress regimes, it is being blamed that all the Lalit Modis and Nirav Modis and Malyas took money and they left.
No, they were looking the other way when they left. They had enough indications. So they did not put the red corner notice so that they could be nabbed at the airport.
Okay.
So they left because of that, because enough precaution was not taken and things were happening under their nose. They connived and they allowed it to happen. So that is why they two are completely different cases. You see, let me give you an example. For setting a big power plant, what do you do? Will you set up? Will I set up? There is an open tendering. If Adani qualifies in that, or Ambani qualifies in that, or Tata qualifies in that, they are the people who can invest. So what are the ways? Either the government invests, government doesn't have money, government has to spend.
Yes, sir.
Government, our policy, BJP's policy, which is very liberal economy, we say that the government should withdraw from business. Is it that? So who will do? Private sector, strong private sector.
Yes.
If they are
who gets the contract?
But they're getting through open bidding, no?
Yes, they are getting.
If you can establish that rules were manipulated to give them,
that's what.
Then you
that's
have
what.
leg
That's what calls for probe. Also, we just hope that Adani doesn't become 10 years, 15 years down the line a case of Nirav Modi or Lalit Modi or Malaya.
Very true. Because a lot of investors are there.
Yes,
who will suffer. We are aware of that. The investors' interest is primary, and we hope that the business houses under allegation, under cloud, they have to come up clean.
They have to come up clean. Definitely, sir. One fine question. Who is going to be the Chief Minister of Maharashtra?
I'm also waiting for that. But in politics, let me tell you, this may give you a cue that all who are players, they are aware of the ground reality.
Okay.
Because we may assume, factors, but those who are taking decisions, they are aware of what the reality is and what is right and what is wrong. So if wrong decision is taken because of some pressure from somewhere, then it will lead the seeds for further discomfort.
Right.
So the right decision has to be taken and everybody will agree to the right decision.
Right decision is Fadnavis being the Chief Minister?
I don't know, maybe. Who knows? Because who knows, there is a dark horse. Who knows who is going to be the next Chief Minister of Maharashtra? But it's sure that it will be an NDA candidate.
An NDA candidate, yes. Mahayuti.
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough. Thank you, Sudesh. Always a pleasure to speak to you. We would love to host you more on issues which are dominating not just the week, the month, maybe the hour also. As we speak, there are lots of churning going on within the Mahayuti alliance, and what Eknath Shinde is planning, what Devendra Fadnavis is proposing. all that is boiling down, and we hope that we very soon get a
Thank you.
safe
Nice to
minister.
Pankaj. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this first episode of One India Podcast. Stay tuned for more.